Do you know why so many older people suddenly feel happier and healthier when they start to pull away from certain people? It sounds harsh at first, doesn't it? We spend a lifetime being told that we should be kind, generous, always there for family and neighbors. But here's what nobody talks about after 70. Your peace is your treasure. Your health depends on it, your sleep depends on it, and your spirit depends on it too. I've met so many older folks who look years younger simply because they learned to protect their peace by avoiding certain people. It's not about cutting off everyone. It's about understanding that not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life, especially now. When you hit this stage of life, the energy you have is precious. And here's something the doctors don't always tell you. When you're older, your body and mind don't recover from stress the way they did at 30 or 40. That's exactly why protecting your peace matters more after 70. Your immune system weakens naturally with age. That's just biology. But emotional stress can make it even worse. Imagine you're feeling calm. Your blood pressure is steady. Your heartbeat is gentle. Now, think about what happens when you have a phone call from someone who does nothing but complain or criticize. Your shoulders tense up, your heart races a little. You can't sleep later that night because their words are still echoing in your head. Over time, this constant drip of negativity raises your blood pressure, strains your heart, and wears out your spirit. I remember my neighbor, Mr. Harold. He's 78 this year. He told me how he used to spend hours every week listening to his cousin's endless complaints about the family. Every time that cousin left, Harold felt drained, almost sick to his stomach. One day, his doctor told him that his blood pressure spikes were linked to stress. And guess what? As soon as Harold gently started saying no to those draining visits, his pressure stabilized. He sleeps better now. He laughs more. He didn't need new medicine. He just needed to protect his peace. It's funny, because people think avoiding others is selfish. But protecting your peace is actually an act of self-care. No one else will do it for you. And that's why we have to talk about the types of people you must avoid, especially now, when your time and energy should go toward things that truly matter. The first type is what I call the chronic complainer. You know this person. They never have good news. The weather is bad, the government is bad, their children are ungrateful, their back hurts, their soup is too salty. Everything is a reason to grumble. You might think you're helping by listening. You nod, you murmur, I understand. But deep inside you feel your mood sink. The sad part is, these people don't want solutions. They want someone to dump their emotional garbage on. And that someone is you, until you say enough. Protecting your peace means you can still care, but from a healthy distance. You can wish them well, without sitting in the middle of their storm. Another one that's so common, but no one wants to admit, is the guilt tripper. Maybe it's your grown child who only calls when they want money or favors. Or a relative who reminds you constantly of everything you've done for them, as if you owe them forever. Guilt is a powerful chain. Many older people feel they have to keep giving and giving because they're afraid of being seen as selfish. But listen to me. Your years of sacrifice speak for themselves. If someone only keeps you around for what you can do for them, that's not love, that's convenience. Let's take Mrs. Elsie as an example. She's 72, widowed, very sweet, always helpful to her adult son. For years, her son would come over, borrow money, take her groceries, ask her to babysit his teenagers, but never once did he say thank you or check on her needs. She felt tired and resentful but thought, he's my son. If I say no, he'll think I don't love him. One day, she finally told him, I love you, but I'm not your bank or your free babysitter anymore. It was hard, but she found that saying no made her feel free. She started joining a local senior center and found new friends. Sometimes she still helps him, but only when she truly wants to, not out of guilt. And then there's the gossip and drama starter. These folks thrive on stirring the pot. They bring you news about other people's problems that you never asked for. Did you hear what happened to so-and-so's daughter? Do you know who's cheating who? It never ends. At first, you might feel entertained, like you're in on some secret. But before you know it, you feel anxious. You start to worry about problems that aren't yours. You lose sleep over other people's business. And worst of all, gossip often bounces back. One day, they're gossiping to you. The next, they're gossiping about you. Mrs. Yvonne, who's 76, told me she used to have coffee every Sunday with a neighbor who loved to share neighborhood secrets. She'd sit for hours listening, until one day she heard that her own private words were being spread around too. Yvonne decided to keep her distance, and guess what? Her mind felt so much lighter without the neighborhood drama. Peace is quiet. Gossip is loud. Another tricky one to spot is the manipulator. They pretend to care about you, they ask about your health, they drop by with a smile. But deep down, they're there for their own benefit. Maybe they want to borrow money, maybe they want to live in your home, maybe they want you to sign some papers that aren't in your best interest. Manipulators play the long game. They're polite, charming even, until you say no, then you see their true colors. I heard about Mr. Sam, 80, who had a distant nephew suddenly show up every week, bringing him groceries, helping with chores. Sam thought, what a good young man. Then one day, the nephew brought over some legal papers and said, Uncle Sam, just sign these. It'll make things easier when you're gone. Thankfully, Sam felt something wasn't right and asked his lawyer to check. Turns out, the nephew wanted to get his hands on Sam's house. It broke Sam's heart, but he realized protecting his peace meant shutting that door. He now relies on trusted friends and professionals, not sweet-talking manipulators. And let's not forget the energy vampire. This is the person who brings no joy into your life, only problems. They never smile. They never celebrate with you. Every conversation leaves you tired. You hang up the phone or shut the door and feel like your soul is drained. Sometimes it's a relative. Sometimes it's an old friend who never grew out of their bad habits. It's okay to admit when a connection no longer serves you. Avoiding people like this doesn't make you cruel. It keeps you alive in every sense of the word. Now, some of you might be wondering, but isn't it lonely to push people away? Here's the truth. It's not about isolation. It's about freedom. There's a big difference between healthy solitude and painful isolation. Healthy solitude is when you choose quiet time for yourself, to read, to garden, to take a peaceful walk. Painful isolation is when you're surrounded by people who make you feel unseen, unloved, or used. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to distance themselves is that cultural guilt we carry, especially if you grew up in a time where family came before everything. But times have changed, and sometimes your peace must come before pleasing others. My friend Gloria, who's 75, once told me, I'd rather have 3 good friends and my peace than 20 visitors who leave me drained. And she's right. When you protect your peace, you make room for real connections. You open the door for people who genuinely care about your well-being, who celebrate your good days and hold your hand on the bad ones. You'd be surprised how many good people are out there. You just have to clear the space for them. You might feel afraid at first. The idea of saying no, of closing your door to someone you've known for years, it can feel like betrayal. But the real betrayal is abandoning your own needs just to keep the peace for everyone else. After 70, your time is too precious for that. Think of your peace as a garden. Some plants bloom, others are weeds. You water the flowers, not the weeds. So what should you do instead? Let me tell you about a woman named Linda, who just turned 80. Linda used to spend all her time dealing with her sister's constant negativity. Every phone call was a list of complaints. When Linda decided to limit those calls, she suddenly found time to join a local choir. She loves to sing. She met new friends, people who laugh and share small joys. She says she hasn't felt this alive in decades. She didn't cut her sister off completely. She just stopped giving her entire afternoon to the same old stories. And in that space, Linda's real life blossomed. So what should you do instead when you begin to step back from the people who drain you? It's simple, really. Spend more time with people who lift you up. Look around your life. There is always someone, maybe an old friend you lost touch with, maybe a neighbor you waved to but never really sat down with. These are the people who smile when they see you coming. They ask how you're really doing. They listen, they laugh, they remember the small details about you that make you feel human. You don't need a crowd, just a few good souls who make you feel seen and loved for who you are, not for what you can give them. Some people tell me, but my family is so far away, my old friends have passed. What's left for me? And I say, join positive communities. It doesn't matter if you're not the social type. There are quiet ways to find your people. Maybe it's the senior center that has a little gardening club, or the church group that meets for lunch after Sunday service, or the library book club, or that small volunteer group that packs meals for the elderly or the poor. When you show up for others in a healthy space, you often find people who show up for you too. One man I know, Roger, 73, joined a local walking club. He didn't think much of it. He just wanted to get his legs moving. But soon, those morning walks became his favorite part of the day. He met other men and women his age who love nature, who share stories about their grandkids, who laugh about old memories. And not once did they drain his spirit, they lifted it. And don't underestimate the power of embracing solitude. So many older people fear being alone because they think it means they're unloved. But healthy solitude is a blessing. It's the chance to reconnect with yourself. When you're alone, you hear your own thoughts more clearly. You remember what makes you happy. Maybe you rediscover painting, or you sit on your porch in the morning light with a cup of tea, and no noise except the birds. That's peace. That's healing. You're not wasting time. You're feeding your soul. I know it's not easy at first. Maybe you're worried that if you keep your distance from certain family members, they'll talk about you or judge you. Let them. That's their burden to carry, not yours. You have nothing left to prove. You've worked hard for decades, raised families, survived losses, and here you are, you've earned your rest, your quiet, your freedom from unnecessary drama. There's no medal for letting people mistreat you just because they share your blood. Family should be your softest place to land. If it isn't, you can love them from afar. Protecting your peace doesn't mean you never see those people again. Sometimes it just means you see them less often. Or you stay polite but firm. Or you change the topic when they try to complain for the 100th time. Or you let the phone ring if you know you're not in the mood to have your day spoiled. You are allowed to do that. You do not owe anyone your energy if they're not giving you any good energy back. Let's circle back to why protecting your peace matters more after 70. Think of how your body feels when you're calm. Your shoulders loosen. Your sleep deepens. Your digestion improves. Even your memory works better because your brain isn't tied up with worry and anger. Chronic stress is silent but deadly. It creeps into your blood vessels, into your heart, into your bones. So when you choose to keep distance from people who stress you out, you're not being rude. You're giving your body a chance to heal itself every single day. And here's a simple truth. The older we get, the more we realize that time is our real treasure. If someone takes an hour of your day, but leaves you feeling miserable, you just lost an hour of life you can never get back. But if you spend an hour tending your flowers, or laughing with a kind neighbor, or listening to your favorite old song, you've given that hour back to your spirit. You'll feel the difference right away. I want you to remember this. It's not about being alone forever. It's about being alone when you choose, and surrounded when it feeds your soul. A small circle of good people is worth more than a big circle of gossip, guilt, and manipulation. Take it from all the older folks I've met who made this choice. They don't regret a single person they distanced themselves from. What they regret is not doing it sooner. I know some of you watching this feel stuck. Maybe you're thinking, I can't just stop seeing my old friend. We've known each other for 50 years. Or, how can I say no to my daughter when she calls asking for money again? The first step is honesty. Be honest with yourself. Does this relationship make you feel lighter or heavier? Then, be honest with them if you can. You don't have to fight or explain for hours. A simple calm, I'm not able to help with that right now, is enough. Or, I don't have the energy to talk about this today. Set your boundary. Hold it. If they get upset, that's their choice. Your peace is not up for negotiation. If you need a small push, remember Helen, Harold, Elsie, Yvonne, Sam, Gloria, Linda, Roger. All these stories of ordinary people like you who took back their time. Their health improved. Their sleep improved. Some of them made new friends. Some learned to enjoy their own company for the first time in decades. None of them did it overnight, but each small step added up. One polite no, one shorter phone call. One Sunday spent alone with your hobbies instead of with an energy vampire. That's how you build your peace, quietly, steadily, wisely. So tonight, when you sit quietly with yourself, ask, who brings me joy? Who drains me? Who deserves a seat at my table? And who should I wave to kindly from the gate instead? Your answers might surprise you, and they might save you from years of unnecessary stress. After 70, your peace is priceless. It's worth more than approval. It's worth more than forced loyalty. It's worth more than the fake comfort of people who only bring trouble to your doorstep. Let karma handle them. You just handle you. If any part of this message spoke to you today, share it with someone who might need the same reminder. Maybe it's a friend who's too kind for their own good. Maybe it's your neighbor who keeps getting pulled into family drama. Let's help each other protect what matters most: our time, our calm, and our joy. Tell me below, who's the one person you feel you need to step back from for your own peace? You don't have to name names. Just share your story if you feel comfortable. Sometimes saying it out loud is the first step to setting yourself free. Stay strong, stay wise, and remember, at this age, your peace is not a luxury. It's your right. Take it, hold it close, and watch how much lighter your life becomes.